We are good to go. I forgot the camera's there, not like here. It's a little confusing sometimes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our second to last Arc 5 reaction of ReZero. We're here once again. I'm not exactly on time. That's alright. Didn't need to be, really, for this episode. I think next episode is like going to be a big one, obviously, to be on time for. And the trailer on the weekend, obviously, I'm going to be on time for. This one, I kind of felt whatever, though. I was like, you know what? We can be a bit late. I can take my time, whatever it may be. And that's all right? Though, in regards to ReZero, I have a fun surprise. Very, very likely, for anybody who watches stuff on my main channel, very, very likely that the next Arc 9 review will be out, I'm going to say this Saturday. That's a secret between you and me, all right? But next Arc 9 review, probably out this Saturday. I'm pretty much almost done with it. I am gonna spend like the next, I'd say like 2 hours after I end this to just finish up the last chapters I have. Might be a little bit longer than that. We'll see. I don't know how long the last chapters I have to read are, but I'm gonna spend that time to just finish that up, and we'll go from there. Right now, I do want to ramble here for a second. So I mean, obviously you're free to skip ahead if you feel like it, but I want to talk about today's episode because I did see some of the previews and I know what it's about. Uh, and I mean, I know Lai is also actually in here, despite what I'm gonna say. But there's obvious things I want to talk about. Like I said, you want to skip ahead, that's fine. The reaction channel isn't necessarily anything big, right? Like my main channel is where a lot of of the big stuff kind of happens. So I don't really care if people treat this as a very light sort of channel. I do that, right? I don't treat this channel as anything too much. But still. Anyways, today's episode. I want to ramble about it a bit and also the previous episode and everything. And just talk about how I thought this was going to be, the final one, given some of the contents. And then I realized something. And obviously, I'm going to try and avoid spoilers here. But today's episode, I know, is going to involve Roy, Capella, and Lai, right? So, Capella and Roy, fair enough. They should be, around the end and all that sort of stuff. So, it makes sense for them to kind of have that sort of push towards here, right? But Lai is an interesting choice to have here, and from what I presume, not finish, right? I could be wrong. We might be wrong when we actually go into the episode. I mean, Lai is the one who's listed in the description. But I get the feeling they're going to cliffhanger it with, the end of the fight sort of stuff and not actually go into it. Now, originally I thought that was really weird, right? Because I do actually have the volume back here this time. I did move it back here. Um, Lai's stuff is in the very I mentioned it the previous episode. I'm pretty sure it's in the very first few uh yeah, like pages and stuff like that. Like you get like 18 pages in, all this sort of stuff. I mean, I guess some of this does involve Roy, but like you get 20 pages in, there's Lai. Yeah, like now I see it. Uh so it's a little interesting that it took this long to get the stuff involving Lai. Oh, I removed you there, Ram. Let's fix that. Let's fix the books on top. There we go. All right, sick. So like I was saying, sorry for that delay because I had to put it back and everything. I keep forgetting where the camera is. I keep looking like here because that's where it used to be with the laptop. I'm pretty sure I used to prop it up there. Actually, no, I think I still kept it to the side. Sometimes I propped it up. You know what I mean. But yeah. So Lai is like one of the first few things to happen in the novel. So it is a little shocking that they waited till now. And presumably they're not even finishing it now. Right? Like they're gonna wait till the next episode. That's kind of a surprise. This should be like the first fight that we finish, right? Overall, maybe not the first. Capella's might be the absolute first, right? But then again, it didn't seem like that. Like Capella's is the first to finish in the web novel. I should also preface. I mentioned this before, but I should preface again. Uh, Priscilla and Regulus stuff does not count, right? Those are from Volume 4. those are actually supposed to end earlier. Technically, Priscilla's in the web novel is volume 5, so technically this still stands, but light novel wise, both of those finish in volume 4. We exclude those, right? But if we're talking about the rest of the fights, Lai should be first. Now, I found this really confusing when I saw the previews and I saw Roy and all this, and Capella and all, like, because that implied like, oh, we're doing all 3 fights, right? But there's no guarantee that some of them end. Like Capella's 100% going to end today, um, but the other two, there's no guarantee that they end today or whatever it may be. So that was a little bit of a surprise, right? Because it's like, oh shit, well, why would that be the case, right? Why should be done immediately, and we should have a voice reveal, right? We should have a reveal for one of the like VAs and everything that is gonna be in here and play a major role, right? But then I realized something about that, right? Now I have my own critiques that I'm gonna say when we get to the last episode next week about how I feel with the formatting of Core like 2 and how it moved stuff around and everything, right? Because I think that was fantastic for Core 1, and here I'm iffy on it, right? We'll get there when we get there, but I'm a bit iffy on how they moved it around. But this is actually a good choice because I had to think about it for a little bit, and I'm like, here's the thing. Picture of the thing. But I realized, okay, if we're doing that stuff with Y, right, we have to reveal a VA, right? We have to reveal a VA who will play a major role, right? I'm not going to go into spoilers. I'm going to say stuff for this next while, and technically it is a little bit spoilery, but I'm going to avoid as much as possible, right? I'm going to avoid as much as I can with what I am saying, which is still a lot. It's just, there's some things that you might catch on because of what I'm saying. So, today's episode, if they were to have ended it with the stuff with Y, now I don't know, they still could, right? Again, I haven't seen it yet. But if they were to, right, that would mean that they have to reveal a VA. This VA is major, like absurdly major. They will be relevant for a while, right? And I am emphasizing a while here. So that's kind of a big fucking deal, right? But I did realize that if we're getting a trailer this Sunday, we pretty much are. Honestly, this decision pretty much confirms it for me, right? We already had VAs talking about the 4th season, but I'm like, that could be anything, right? And I heard people mentioning like, oh yeah, they actually had to split it because it just like wasn't working out and everything. And I'm like, I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt because technically speaking, I haven't seen them outright say it. They could have. I just haven't seen them outright say it, right? But this decision proves it to me because it's like, okay, on the one hand, you reveal a major VA in an episode. That's really weird. Typically, you do that like ahead of time, right? But there's the alternative. The Anime Japan stage is a proper stage sort of thing, meaning new VAs will come out. Now, in comparison to Arc 5, we had 2 new VAs that were revealed. One who was on the protagonist side, and one who was on the Antag side, right? So 2 different sides here, 2 different VAs who they constantly brought in for the radio stuff, for different events involving it, all this sort of stuff, right? 2 different VAs. One was Liliana's for Arc 5, the other was Sirius, right? Both of those, oh shit, both of those, apologies for that, were brought in during the stages to essentially say like, yeah, here comes Arc 5, all this sort of stuff. Here's the 2 VAs, you're to expect. And this is Liliana's, like, this is a moment where Liliana is relevant, right? I mean, she kind of gets introduced in the anime here, whereas in the novels, she's already introduced, but, thrown in here for proper main content. And here's Sirius, who, yeah, technically it's not like the full arc about her, but she is like the most notable one from it. You could make the argument for Capella. I could see it, right? But I'm also speaking as somebody who does have Capella really high. I also don't think this is necessarily her stuff. I do know about some things, and I could see potential for later. But as for right now, uh, you know, this wouldn't really be the moment to have Capella's VA like Aoi Yuki coming out on stage and interacting and all that sort of stuff. I mean, like she could obviously, by all means, if they felt like having a massive stage, they could. But typically, they invite like one person from both sides who are brand new onto there, right? So for Arc 6, right, for this Sunday in Arc 6, there is very likely a VA who's gonna like be like come onto the stage from the pro tag side, right? Now, if you are even at least a little bit deeper into the community, you could still be an anime only, but you're a little bit deeper into the community. There is like a 70% chance you actually know who this character is, right? People post about her a lot. People put them as their profile pick a lot. Um, Honestly, I almost want to say it kind of sucks to say this, but they, along with a What If Subaru, which is like a different route in the story, right? It's not canon. It's just a different route. That character, along with a What If Subaru, who is related, uh, typically people use both of them, and sometimes it is like, I'm not saying this as an insult, but sometimes it is a telltale sign that somebody hasn't actually read the series because they show this off and go like, oh, here's like, Subaru from this What If where he does a lot of killing and all this sort of stuff, and it's like, I mean, that's not really his character, man. Like, I like that What If the most, don't get me wrong, but like, it's like, that's not really his character. But though those two characters, I mean, I guess like Subaru in that version of him, and then that character I'm talking about, both of them typically get put as like the almost anime only profile pics while also having it be not anime only. It's whatever though. I do really like this character though. It's really unfortunate because people are gonna sexualize the shit out of them and just fucking turn them into an absolute object. And don't get me wrong, they have some like more spicier jokes in them, in there for them, right? They don't necessarily land, but they're in there. Um, but it is unfortunate because this is a really good character that I enjoy a lot, and it's very similar to another character in the series. And I won't go into details, but they're very similar to another character in the series. And it's real unfortunate if we just tag them like that, right? But whatever, I digress, right? So that character will be the like pro tag side character they'll probably bring out on stage. I'm very curious to see who they'll be voiced by. But if we're talking about antag characters that they'll bring out onto stage, they have a VA they have to reveal. And it has to be before next week's episode. But if a trailer is coming out before next week's episode, that's the perfect moment to do it, right? That is literally the perfect moment to do that shit, to invite them on stage and everything. So it's not surprising if they are waiting till like that trailer to actually show off that VA, and therefore we don't get them in this episode, right? To me, that makes a shit ton of sense, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's probably why, right? They're sneaky. They were planning around this because even if the season 4/Arc 6 didn't get delayed, right? Even if it wasn't cut up like people are implying, it would still be the thing of they would show off this trailer and that would get you hyped for the next core. And it would be a thing of, oh shit, here's this character. And then you get next week's episode where it's, oh shit, here's this character, right? I like it a lot in terms of that decision, right? That is one of the decisions where I'm like, you know what, that's clever. That's really clever. But okay, we actually have to watch this episode. Maybe they'll be in here, right? Maybe I'm wrong and they'll be in here. Probably not. That is a lot we would be covering in this episode. But let's see, right? So I'm gonna load it up. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. I almost clicked on the wrong thing because I had a shit and no Joe there. Just because I've been rewatching it. I rewatch it sometimes. 1, 2, 2. We're good, I think. Yep. Sick. All right. Uh, okay, we are tabbed in fully. So let's go 3, 2, 1. Pop it. And we actually get to see the intro this time. Makes sense. Well, it's not going to be like absurd major sort of episode. So I'm going to take a drink real quick because I've been talking a lot. I am actually very excited to read Arc 9 again, by the way. Like I said, I've seen some things. I am really kind of disappointed I've been spoiled. Like, confirmed this time. Right? I wasn't sure before. Confirmed this time I've been spoiled. But, dude, listen, if anybody's from my main channel and knows me enough, you know for a fact I'm fucking excited. And this is the exact moment I've been waiting for. Oh, I'm gonna freak the fuck out when we do our review. And it'll be right here, which is fun. Even this music's getting me hyped up. Right, this music's getting me hyped up to read later. I should keep doing that every time, you know. I still have to think if I like this more than Paradisus. That is like a tough decision for me. Like, ending wise, I think that's probably guaranteed, but like compared to the other endings, but oh, the sound design here. I think I might have mentioned it before, but like sound design for this season is so fucking good. It reminds me of like David production level shit. There it is. Yeah. There's the eclipse. I was gonna say I think we're probably going to Roya in that case. Also, that was a really good shot of both of them. Am I even allowed to call him a jobber anymore? I mean, I don't know. So I did see from the previews they're apparently adapting some of the side story stuff, which is great. Now, personally, I've only seen one of them because it would include. Oh my lord! Oh, so he does use knives. Like the I assumed as much because that's what they always kind of implied, but I didn't realize he had claws in there as well. I did see that shot, and that is a really good one. Sick as fuck. There it is. Yeah, that's a cool effect for Eclipse. I like that. Damn, you even calling him pretty boy, huh? Really hitting him with it. Also, that's a fun twist. I mean, yeah, I guess you know what. I guess part of it's also magic. I was confused for a minute. I was like, wait, magic? But then, wait, yeah, yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think we're definitely not getting to the part I was thinking about. They're 100% saving it for the next episode. What the fuck are they going to cover with the next episode? Like, that's a lot. I guess if they really skip over, like, opening and endings, maybe just play them in the background. But, oh, they might do that because there's some moments that could fit the openings and endings playing. That's the like I was saying. I read one of the side story things involving Schult with all this sort of shit, but it's so good. That effect on him was actually real. I can't say anything. I can't. I'm realizing I want to talk about something I can't. But all I'm saying is that effect is really good. I wish I could speak. I wish I could say certain things, but I obviously don't want to spoil anything for people. That fight is going to be so fucking good. Get Vincent on that fight as well. Oh, this is really good. Hmm. I'm gonna assume they're saving the rest for later. Okay, I was hoping they would actually show her transforming. Yeah, so this is guaranteed. This is her track. This is Capella's track, which is really good, but like this very rough, almost like distorted sort of violin. Check the time on that. Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm. I like that they put in the dialogue, but they don't do too much with it. Oh, oh, that is a really cool way of doing the transformation. And there's the facial expressions. Uh, mm. That was really well animated. Again, they go crazy with her, and it's insane. And yet it's still standing. Why did we... I mean, something tells me that's not a direct translation. Like, I mean, I'm all for localizing, but like, come on. If we're gonna do that to Fierce's character, that's a little fucked up. Because there's a lot more than that, but people just treat him like that. And yeah, I was gonna say that is 100% not Anastasia. And when I said that, I didn't mean Capella, but also rats. Huh? Oh my god. Really fucking cool effect. Oh my, it's still going. That is absurdly good. Holy shit. Again, they just go insane for her. Again, I can't say anything, but dude, oh. Oh. That stuck in, that pinched right into the nerve. I love that the vocal tone for Capella always just flip flops everywhere. And when she actually wants to insult someone, it just goes right down. Yeah, of course, she didn't think of a name, she just made them and that's it. Actually, learning about the Demi-Beast gives me some theories about some stuff. And also makes a plot point that will come up later make a lot more sense. Dude, the rat escape. And going off of novel stuff, that is probably the last we will see her for the arc. Oh, he shows up here, huh? Also, holy shit, yeah, that emotional damage from before. Dude, you can see it on his face. That's so good. Holy shit. Could have been a little bit more merciful. And then, yep, back to here. How much do we have left? Oh, yeah, still. a decent bit. Again, I expect a cliffhanger that will lead into the finale of this fight, but yep. Ooh, excuse me. Yep. This is like the part of the ability that makes sense the most because it's like, oh yeah, it would be really boring if it just ended the way it did, right? In terms of his ability, or I guess gluttony as a whole. But it is really cool that it works. Like, oh yeah, he takes like that memory into his head, and then oh well, yeah, it does that first, and then has access to that shit. Like that is so fucking cool. Is this where the color spread? I was almost gonna say full art, but colors. No, the color spread's probably next episode. The color spread is probably on that next episode where he's gonna do the thing. Oh, is this where he's gonna mention? Is this where he's gonna mention it? I don't remember where it is. That is not what I was expecting for names. There's a specific one he lists that's relevant, unless it's a weird translation thing. Also, that was really good. Unless something was explicitly changed because of details I don't know yet. But, mm. So now that this, because I don't think it's a spoiler to mention this, how gluttony works is also, by touching these sort of people, if he hears their name, right, he takes it, right? But it's also the thing of like by proxy, anybody who that person knows, they'll know the name of all like these specific sort of people and all this sort of shit. But it's the fun thing of if you were to think about it from the perspective of somebody like Rem, right? Rem's never met him in her life, right? He helped out in some failed loops and all that sort of shit, but that's about it. So, oh, is this where we get the cliffhanger, perhaps? God, some of the frames of them are really fucking good. Mm. Swear. Alright, that's good. That might have happened in the text, honestly, because like the illustrations don't show that at all. But the illustrations sometimes are a little odd and don't seem to copy everything that's written. Mm, actual torture method type stuff. I was about to say. Oh, and it cuts it out a little. Yeah, I was gonna say they're 100% gonna cliffhanger into this. There's no way they don't. She's back in the fight. It is funny because in the web novel, I'm pretty sure the Priscilla fight happens before this, specifically because Kiritaka helps her out with this whole comatose scenario she's in. Yep, here we go. No, never mind. Here's the color spread. Where would she know that name from? And take on that fucking tone? Did I say she? I meant he if I did. Yep, here's the pose. Yep. Are they going to show her in the background as well? Like the color spread does? And the fun thing is because Beatrice was in the library, which is secluded from that, or like during that time, she actually does remember Rem. So obviously this does piss her off. Weird that. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Let me just full screen it again. Weird that Belt isn't here at all. I will say because I actually maybe I'm wrong. Let me pull it up again. Very good episode though. I enjoyed that a lot. I do want to take a look at the colored illustration here. No, I guess she's not here. Yeah, I guess she's not. But yeah, you can actually. I'll show it for the camera. Let me actually get rid of those. I will actually show it off here just because you can actually see her in there. There's a shine from the window. I'm gonna try and avoid that. We'll just tilt it down. You can see her in there. It's pretty cool. Uh, yeah, all right. That was a very good episode, and like I said, I was fully expecting that. Yeah, we're probably not ending that fight there because there's still a decent bit to cover in terms of the events of what's going on. Plus, you know, we have a VA to reveal, right? Still really good. I like Capella's finale there. That was actually a much stronger finale for her than in the web novel, because in the web novel, and obviously I know this is probably from the light novel, but from the web novel, that like building sort of crashes down on her. She actually not even she actually leaves herself. Like she just gets out of there herself, and the building's crashing down on Al. Al escapes, and Capella just fucks off screen. Right? She just leaves off screen. Whereas here we actually get to see her doing shit to just torment them and be an absolute sadist like she is. And before she leaves, it's like, oh yeah, here's the fucking demi beast attack. I like that a lot. That's really good. Again, that leads into some stuff that I'm curious about. for like later, right? It's definitely something I now have greater theories about and everything. It is funny. The Capella video on my main channel is starting to become my most popular and is probably because of these episodes, right? People were searching up Capella a shit ton and then seeing me put like the video I posted and being like, wait, what do you mean? Wait, we're not that far yet, like, with all this and everything. So it is kind of funny to see that like slowly becoming the most popular. It's crazy too because Arc 6, my Arc 6 review was like my most popular review for like the longest while, right? Like that was like the close to 1,000 views sort of video, which like technically speaking isn't, well, not even technically speaking, it isn't really massively impressive or anything like that. And I mean, even on my channel, there are unlisted videos that like absolutely topple that. But in terms of the direction I want to go with my channel, it is the most popular. But yeah, that was really damn good in terms of how they handled her like finale there. I like that a lot. Still, we have one episode left, and obviously I'm going to talk about all that stuff properly when we get there. But I think for now, that'll be all because I mean we were here for like 40 minutes, so that's pretty much it. We will be back Sunday on the main channel for my reaction to the trailer. Right, we're gonna keep that to the main channel. Um, Honestly, I'm probably still gonna upload it there just because. Right, I don't think I'm gonna upload it over here. I think I'll upload it over there because it's relevant. Right, I like to dissect the trailers and stuff like that and go through them. Right. Uh, so that'll be over on the main channel. If you are interested in seeing that at all, I'm not gonna be like subscribe, right? But if you are interested in seeing that, you can obviously find it on my actual channel page here. You just go to the related channels, it'll be right there. It'll be the one that's just specifically listed as Niab, right? Like no Niab reacts, it's just Niab, right? You click on that, you go there on Sunday whenever the live stream is, right? Probably like half an hour before because I'll probably start early, just to discuss some things. And then, yeah, we'll get to watch the trailer and it'll be cool. And then I also will just have a video outright posted. So, I mean, if you're not there for the live stream, we'll actually have a recording of it that you can just watch. Uh, Unless I'm somehow busy, I doubt it because I don't know that there's anything I'm necessarily doing that's like huge on Sunday. But if I am busy, it will be a recording just outright. I mean, that's what it was last time when I watched the trailer. But still, regardless, it works, right? That said, though, I think we're gonna end off here. So take care. Have yourselves a great night. Once again, anybody who may be from the main channel or just is interested, we'll have the Arc 9 review probably out Saturday. Again, I am very likely just gonna sit my ass down and start reading it like in a bit here, right? I'm probably gonna get something to eat first because I haven't had too much. So I think I'm gonna have something to eat, and then when I'm done with that, I'm probably just gonna marathon through that shit, and we'll have fun with that. And I will even have a special sort of announcement for something I'd like to do for future Arc 9 chapters, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So, interested in that, that'll also be on that channel on Saturday. The weekend's going to be packed with ReZero stuff. But, that's it. Take care. Have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. And I will see you all next week or Sunday. Whichever. Whichever the two. Farewell, friends.